for that, right? Not a
Yeah,
problem.
so 12% 2 years.
Yeah. So if
Okay,
you look at your table,
let me
make
look.
just make sure you go to the right table. This is the table for a single number. It's not an annuity.
So you said 12% 2 years.
Can I ask a stupid question?
No,
Can you see the slides?
no, I just see you. I don't see anything else.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
You didn't show me anything since we started the meeting.
Oh,
Okay, let me see. I think I can. So 12%,
oh my goodness. What a I tell you what.
12%
Oh,
at
hi,
two
Nicole.
years.
Another Bob slip up here, huh?
Is it 0.79719?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. How's that, Suda?
Good. Okay, yeah, I can see it now.
Okay. I'm just going to go back a couple pages, okay? And
Yeah,
forgive
because I
me.
think yeah, it makes more
I mean,
sense not to look at
this
it.
won't take very long. I'm sorry. I don't know if you were here earlier when we said don't worry about payroll on this test. I don't think you're going to have anything with payroll. Notes
Okay.
payable. Here's what I was talking about before, Suda, on the lawsuits. You see the grid here?
Mm-hmm.
If you're sued and you think you're going to lose and you know how much the money's going to be, you have to put that on your income statement and balance sheet. You must debit legal fees or something and credit
Mm-hmm.
lawsuits payable or something, okay? That is the only time you actually record a lawsuit on the financial statements. As you can see in the middle here, if you're not sure, you disclose. If it's a
Mm-hmm.
stupid thing, like if somebody named Nicole sued Nicole here for using that name, that's a stupid lawsuit, and that we would ignore. Okay,
Okay.
so this is pretty simple stuff. The main thing is you only record it if you know the amount and you think you're going to lose. Okay, working capital, current assets minus current liabilities. If your working capital is $500, that means that's $500 after you paid off all of your current liabilities. Okay. And Nicole, you jump in if there's something you want to ask here or
Okay, thank you.
okay. Now here's kind of where I went off the rails when I was babbling about the leases without the slide up there. Okay. Operating lease on the left. Operating lease is an expense. You simply lease a machine, and at the end of the lease period, Xerox comes and they take the copy machine back to their headquarters. You don't own it. It was just a rental deal. Operating lease, it goes on your income statement. Every month you make that payment, it's going to be an expense called lease expense or rent expense, equipment rental expense. But there are four rules that make it a capital lease. A capital lease goes on your balance sheet, goes on the balance sheet. And the reasons for that are below. There's four criteria. If you meet any one of these, if you're leasing a machine for 5 years and that machine only has a useful life of 5 years, well, you have rented it for more than 75% of its life. That makes it a capital lease. You own it. If the asset is going to stay at the college, that big copy machine we rent outside my office, if that thing stays here after the lease is done, we own it. It's a capital lease. Or if the deal is at the end of the lease, Xerox says, I don't want that copy machine back. Give me $2 just to make it official. That would make it a capital lease. Or if the present value of lease payments is 90% more than fair value, look this over. Just the main point to make is that an operating lease is strictly a rental deal. It's all expense. And a capital lease is on the balance sheet because you actually own it. Long-term liabilities, we went through this. And we were talking about the present value. Here's what I was trying to show you before. I was wondering why, when I was Suda, before I
Yeah.
had the slide up, I said, what's the present value of 10,834.71, not knowing you didn't see this. And I kept doing this. What's the answer? Well, now you know, okay?
Oh,
Now you know. All these monies equal each other, right?
Yes.
This equals this equals this. It's the amount of spending power. And by the way, I am not that guy in the picture. People have made that comment. We're not going to worry about the formula unless you're a real math nerd, in which case, the heck with you, okay? So we're not going to worry about future value, we said, okay? Now we're talking about using the Appendix A. We have to get our appendix out. This is from the book, and here is your present value table. So it's 12%. 2 years, and there you go. This is where we came. This is where I finally realized we didn't have the slides up. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll continue, and I know you both are pretty, know how to read the slide. So here's one: 10% 3 years. 10% 3 years. I see 0.751, and every one of these dollar amounts here equals $1. We understand that, right? Every one of these equals $1 today. Here we go. Present value. Okay, they're starting us off with they're giving us the present value of an annuity. An annuity is a series of payments at the same exact amount, same interest rate over the life of the investment, the life of the bond or the note, huh? So the present value of an annuity. An annuity. They're giving us the answer too quickly, huh? What is the present value of receiving $1,000 a year? We have a choice. We have a choice. We won the lottery. We won a little tiny lottery here. So our choice is we can have $1,000 a year for the next 3 years, or they'll give us $2,000 today. Well, you would take the 3 years because that's worth $2,486.90 today. You okay with that, Suda?
Yeah.
An annuity, right, Nicole? Okay. An annuity.
yeah. I finally figured out the annuity stuff.
There you go. All right, it's a good feeling, huh? All right, let's fool around with our present value here. This is one of my favorite questions here because it pounds in these present values. Starbucks bought some new trucks. The deal is they don't have to pay a penny for 2 years. How about that? They're going to have the truck delivered to them from Mack Truck or whoever. They don't pay a penny for 2 years. So what's the future value here? I repeat, what's the future value?
Okay.
Come on, guys. What's the future? Let me say it this way. How much do we have to pay in 2 years?
200,000.
Thank you, Suda. $200,000. I'm teasing. I know this is not easy. I'm kind of kidding you a little bit.
Oh, because it's backwards, right?
Yeah, 200,000, the future value. So we go to our grid and we get that figure. We cannot, on January 1st, 2018, we cannot debit delivery trucks for 200,000 because that's not the present value. If Mack Truck wanted us to pay it back immediately, they say, I want my 200,000 now. We would send them a check for 159,440 and everybody would be happy. So we're going to start off with a debit to trucks for 159,440, notes payable. Okay. We're going to take that 159,440 and multiply it by the interest rate, which is 12%. And that's going to be our interest expense for the first year. Look at the credit. Notes payable. That means after the first year, the present value of the note has gone from 159,440 to 178,573. So the next, I was gonna say next semester, the next year, we go 159, that's 178. And we're gonna multiply that by the 12%. And we've got 21429 in the second year. Notice that the interest expense increased because the present value of the note is going higher and higher. Do you have a calculator with you, Suda, Nicole?
Yeah.
Let's practice. Add up 159,440 plus 19133. Yeah, 159,440 plus 19133 plus 21429. And you should get the magic number 200,000, right?
I got 200,002.
Yeah, there's going to be some rounding there, Suda. Don't be so hard on yourself, okay?
So the rounding is just to match up what the principal payment is.
Yes.
Okay, because I've seen some of the example. They did mention that you just have to, if you do the amortization, you have to round to the point where it subtract each other out, that you will left with the original amount.
Yeah, that's correct. And think of it this way, Suda. When a company borrows money with a bond, they never borrow $200,003.08. It's always going to be a big fat 00 number. So yeah, but that's a real good question, though. Yeah, you're on top of that one. And here's our other example. This is a different one now. This is your first introduction to a bond, although you're not supposed to know it's a bond just yet, okay? Starbucks bought roasting equipment and agrees to pay $1,000 a month for 20 months. That's an annuity, right, Nicole?
Yeah, because it's payments.
So you got to go to Nicole. Why don't do you have your appendix in front of you there?
I do.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how to print it, and it's not.
Okay. So we're going to use 1%. Remember that? We're using 1% because it's 20 months, 12% a year. So you're going to go 1%, 20 periods for the annuity.
Okay.
And if you do, well, they took the wind out of my sails by giving us all the answers. But if you have 1% on your present value table, you'll see that comes to 18,046. So that means we need $18,046 today in order to pay $1,000 a month for the next 20 months. But we also have to pay this $40,000 at the end. So we have to go to the other table to get that present value. So the present value of this obligation is $50,828. Okay, you good with that, Suda? Okay, so that's a good start if you understand that one now. Okay, so please allow me to get chapter 10 up and rolling here. Okay, I just got to go back one screen here. Ooh, we had this problem yesterday. Hold on. Apparently, well, let's see what this is. Hold on, 230. Get up there, come on. Okay, we go here. Why is this thing giving me a hard time?
you going to do tutoring today at 12? By any chance? Is
No,
it today?
Alan will. Alan.
Okay.
You've been to Alan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Alan's good. He's like the anti-Bob. He's more serious.
Yeah.
Come on, come on, come on.
I was there on Tuesday or Wednesday, I think.
Yes.
And a lady in, I think it was 240, they were on a question for like over an hour.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that can happen.
And you sat through that?
Yeah. And then
I know that's frustrating.
I logged on.
I would be confused even more than before I went in for the tutoring.
I logged on like they even had to call Cornelia so she could help.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then she couldn't get it. I logged on at 12, like 12:30, I think. And then I had a phone call from 1 to 2, so I got off. I came back, they were still on.
Can I tell you a funny little story from about 3-4 years ago? I was in the tutoring room, and I had an older gal. When I say older, in her 40s, and she was taking 110 and having a lot of trouble with it. So she was sitting in one of the comfortable chairs we have there while I worked with some 230 students on bonds like we're doing now. And I said to this girl, her name was Christine, I said, Christine, you can sit there and wait. I'll get to you as soon as I can. And I said, meanwhile, you'll learn something if you listen in on 230. So we're going through bonds, which are kind of complicated, right? And when I got done, I said, Christine, did you learn anything from listening? She says, yeah, I learned I'm not going to take 230. I said, no, that wasn't the lesson I was trying to impart, you know?
Well, that's how I felt. I'm like, what? There's no like, because even Cornelia was like, oh, I think we're missing something here.
Okay, I've got this. Yeah, no, it's frustrating when you go there and they have a line in front of you, huh?
Yeah. So they ended up taking me like in a breakout room, and then we did one question, and then
oh, that's right. I forgot it's on. What am I thinking? Yeah, it's tougher here. Hey, guess what? I found it.
Chapter 10.
Do you see your bonds?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he died last week, right?
Yeah.
James Bond.
Oh, I didn't get that for a second. Sorry. I guess Nicole's more awake than I am.
Well, no, but James Bond, I think to us, he was Tom Cruise, right?
No, it's Sean Connery.
Well, I know, but like for our
time?
Yeah. Right?
Is it
Isn't
Tom
it Tom
Cruise?
Cruise?
No. It's
007?
Daniel. It's Daniel Craig.
Right, he's the new one.
Tom
Sean
Cruise is Mission Impossible.
Oh. 007 James Bond?
No, he has nothing to do with James Bond's. No.
No. Whatever.
He better not be, because that would ruin my movie for sure.
Sean Connery, he was the only James Bond. Did you ever hear?
Sorry.
Have you ever heard of George Lazenby?
No.
He was, believe it or not, he was James Bond in one movie. He was terrible.
Oh.
All right, here we go. Interpret. You can see the slides now, right?
Okay.
That's correct.
Correct. We see the slides, right? Not that he was
Yes.
in the Bond movie. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to get into the bonds and the basics, huh? Companies can borrow money or issue stock. When we get to chapter 11, we're in the world of issuing stock. Here, we're borrowing money. Bonds have an advantage. You borrow money, you're not giving away part of the company. You're not diluting your ownership. And yeah, you got to pay interest expense, but at least it's tax deductible. Dividends are not. And this is one of the silliest things I've ever seen in this chapter. The impact on earnings can be positive if money can be borrowed at a low rate and invested at a higher rate. Well, who didn't know that, huh? Yeah. If like today, if somebody is willing to pay you 5%, you would definitely grab that, you know. Disadvantages of bonds. Disadvantages. Bankruptcy, if you don't pay it, you have to pay it. And you're under time pressure. Understand these terms. And I'm going to go a little bit more quickly because I'm pretty sure we're good on some of the terms. Par value, face value. That's that big $200,000 number, Soda, huh? That's the one that's probably going to end up in a bunch of zeros that you might need to round to. The coupon interest rate is simply what the bond pays. This looks like it's $1,000 bond. I can't see the percentage, but if it was 8%, you would get $80 a year. Coupon rate. The market rate does not appear on the bond, but we're going to use that rate and only that rate when we go to the present value tables. These are easy terms that might come up in terms of a multiple choice or true false question. An unsecured bond, an indenture is the contract. A debenture, unsecured bond, that's the one where Nicole comes to me to borrow money, and I talk with her, and I say to myself, okay, I can trust her, and I give her $10,000. You come to me, Suda, and I say, I don't know about Suda. And I say, okay, Suda, I'll loan you the money, no problem. But you have to give me that Rolex watch you're wearing until you pay me back. Okay. It's just a difference between a secured bond and unsecured collateral. You know the word collateral. That's what we're talking about. Callable bonds. A bond can be retired by the borrower if it's a callable bond. And if I borrow money from you at 10% and the interest rates go down to where they are now, I'd be crazy to keep paying you 10% if I could call you up and say, here's your money back, here's the interest through today, and here's a little penalty. That's a callable bond. And a convertible bond, if you think the stock is a better investment than the bond you own, you can call the company and say, sell the bond, buy stock. All right. The prospectus covenant, we're not going to worry about that. And this, just remember that bonds have risk, right? And this chapter does not talk about risk at all. So, you know, today, if Coca-Cola borrows money today, they might pay 2%. Another company might pay 20%. But the reason they're paying 20% is that they're very, very risky. Okay. Let's start to understand what we're talking about here. Look at these three companies: Apple, Amazon, and Walmart. Here is the amount their bonds pay. Okay. So if you loan money to Apple, they'll pay you 3.45% until 2024. But look at the market rate. The market rate is lower. We are paying more than the market rate. So we will sell this $100,000 bond at a premium. We will get $101,290 from the public. Same thing here. Look at this one. $3.30. 3.30% interest we're going to collect. But look at the market rate. It was even lower here. So this bond is actually worth a little more than Apple. It pays less in terms, I'm sorry, guys, it pays less in terms of coupon rate, but it's much higher than the market rate. So it has a little more value. Amazon, oh, crummy Amazon's only paying $250 when the market rate is 3.2. So they're not going to get the 100,000. And again, here's the bond, the terms: face value, coupon value, par value, not coupon value, but maturity value, face value, par value. That's that big 100,000 number. The bond has a life. The maturity date is when you pay it back. Coupon rate, what we're paying, the dates when you pay it, and the dates, okay? Not on the bond are two other important things, which are the market rate and when the bond was issued. And again, they were going through the relationships here. So we're pretty good now. We should be pretty intuitive, right? That if we're paying more than the market, we're going to get a premium. We understand that relationship, I hope. That one I don't like. Okay. Bonds issued at par. issued at par. Well, the only thing we have to do is debit cash and credit bonds payable, 100,000, and then we don't have to do anything for the next 10 years. We don't do anything for the next 10 years except pay the interest every 6 months. And so here's your interest payment. We're going to do this 20 times. Bond interest was 10%, I guess. And then at the end, we pay it back. So if we're issuing it at par value, that's not a problem. Can you excuse me just 1 second? I just want to grab a tissue. Hold on. I've come back. All right, here we go. Now we're going to issue a bond at a discount. A discount. Okay, a discount. We're paying 10%. The market rate is 12. No one is going to buy our bond for $100,000. They'd be stupid. You would go to a similar company and get the 12%. So we have to say to ourselves, we must come up with the present value of this bond. And the bond has two elements. It has a principal and an annuity, which must then be added together. So this bond was 10% market rate 12, 10% market rate 12. Okay, so take a look at this. The market rate was 12, but we're paying it twice a year. So we can cut it down to 6. So it's really 6% for 20 periods. You good with that, Suda? Okay. Yep. And you're all right, Nicole, too, so far? I think Nicole's okay. I know she left.
Yeah, I said I think so. Yeah, I did.
I lost sight of. Now I see you. For some reason, I'm only seeing one gridded. Okay, here we go. So we're good with the single number, and we repeat the process with the annuity. The annuity was $10,000 a year, or $5,000 for 20 periods. We multiply it out. We add those two numbers up. And look what we have here. There's the present value of that bond, okay? So I'm going to ask this closed-end question. I assume you are good with coming up with the present value of the bond, okay? If you're not, you're still stuck on this, let me know. But that's how you come up with the issue price of a bond. Present value of the principal plus the present value of the annuity. A bond has those two components, okay? Now, unlike at par, we've got work to do every 6 months beside writing a check. Well, we got to start by recording it in the general ledger, huh? Here's our journal entry. Cash, 88,530. That was what we just computed. That's the present value of the bond. How much do we have to pay back in 10 years, Nicole?
100,000.
100,000. Good. We understand that, right, guys? Whether it's a principal or whether it's a premium or discount, you still have to pay 100,000 at the end. Okay. So we are now going to amortize. Okay, good. This is good. Okay. We're now going to start amortizing. Okay. But before we do that, let's look at our balance sheet. This is how it's going to look on your balance sheet. The bond payable will always be $100,000 on the general ledger. You subtract the discount, and the total long-term liability will always be the present value. So what do we do with that 11,470, which, by the way, is a contra liability account? The reason I say that, I saw that question pop up one time on a test. True or false, the discount on a bond payable is a liability? No, it's a contra liability. The premium is the liability. Okay. So we have two methods of amortization. Straight line, which is not the best way to do it. It's not the most accurate. And effective interest. Effective interest is 100% GAAP. Straight line, I'm not sure if it's GAAP. I'm not sure it is. But if you use it and you come close enough where the auditors say it's not material, you're okay. Okay. Straight line is easier, but in these days of computer power, I don't think anybody would really use it. Okay. So here we go. We're going to do straight line amortization. What was the total discount we just came up with? $100,000 minus the 88,530. That's our total discount. We divide it by 20 periods. So we are going to amortize 574 per period. So look at your journal entry. Look at your journal entry. How much do we have to pay? $5,000. How much did we amortize? The 574. That was the 11,470 divided by 20. Look at our total interest. Look at our interest expense. Now, I guarantee on the test, you're going to get a question that asks you to compute the interest expense. And you just have to be alert enough that the interest expense is not necessarily the cash amount. It'll be the cash plus or minus a discount or premium.
Mm-hmm.
You look a little confused, Nicole, but I think you're okay. No, on that?
No, that one I think is the easiest because you just subtract and then divide.
Yeah. Okay. So look at straight line. Yeah, exactly. Look at straight line, guys. How much are we amortizing every period? 574, 574, 574. How much are we paying? 5,555. So what's our total expense? This plus this, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Look at your book value. The book value, 88,530 minus 574, or in this case, plus 574, because it's a discount, equals this, plus 574, etc. What do you think, Suda?
So if it discount, then you add the previous book value to discount amortization?
Yes,
and
because
if it premium, then you would subtract?
Absolutely, absolutely. And you took the words right out of my mouth, because those are the types of questions you're gonna get a couple of questions like that. They'll say something like, the net book value of the bond is higher each year. True or false? Mm-hmm. It was a discount, and you would say true. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Remember what the purpose of the amortization is. It is to turn the discount into interest expense. That's really what we're talking about. Okay. When we didn't get $100,000, that's really interest expense. That's exactly what it is. But you can't recognize it as interest expense just then, because the present value doesn't allow it. The present value was only 88,530. You incur that interest in the future. Okay. And that's what we're showing here. Straight line. Okay. This is the proper way to do it, because it properly matches the matching principle of revenues and expenses. Okay. I call your attention to bullet 2. Here, we're going to compute the interest expense immediately. When we did straight line, we came up with the amortization and then added it to the coupon rate. Here, we're going to get the total interest expense immediately by multiplying the current unpaid balance times the market rate. A better way to say it is the net book value of the bond times the market rate equals your interest expense for that period. Okay. So let's take a look here. We issued this bond for 88,530. We borrowed 88,530. We borrowed 100, but we only got 88,530. Our market rate was 10%, I believe, right? 12%. I'm sorry. We were paying the 10. So take a look at this. This is probably even easier than straight line because it is the net book value times the market rate. In this case, you divide by 2. So our total interest is going to be 5,000. Subtract that to get the amortization. You see the difference here, Sue? The one we're getting the amortization. This one we're coming up with the total interest expense. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So look at your schedule here. You're going to see 100,000 minus 11,158, and of course the interest expense is going to be higher because we're now crediting this contra liability. And Nicole and I, the other day, we did a lot on this one, right, Nicole, the other day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Suda, why don't you tell me how you get the interest for the second year? You got your calculator?
Second year interest would be the interest expense divided by the book value from the previous. Right, so the 5312 divided by.
Well, that was the first. I'm sorry, that was the first period. I want you to compute. How do we get to the 5331? What's our simple formula we just said?
So you net book value divided by the.
Not divided by, multiplied.
No, multiplied by the interest payment, or.
No,
sorry.
No, don't go down that road. That's fine. That's why we're here. The net book value is 88,842, right? After the first period, you multiply that by 0.12, which is the market rate.
Okay, that's correct. Yes.
So why don't you just go through that exercise just to work the fingers? 88,842 times 0.12 divide by 2.
You got 10. So 5,331.
Right. You see it there now?
Yeah.
Do the next year just for a little batting practice. You're not a baseball fan, right? Well, this is what you do in sports, right? In sports, you just practice just a little bit.
Okay, I got 5350.
There you go. Do you want to try one, Nicole? You feel pretty comfortable with this?
I could do it. I like actually doing it. I don't know why.
Yeah, you get the idea. Under this method, the market rate times the net book value is your total expense.
Get rid. Okay, I should remember that.
Well, yes, you do want to remember that. That's the whole. That's the key.
For some reason, it skipped my head because I just got this yesterday.
Okay. All right. Did you come up with 5394, Nicole?
Yeah.
How do we know you really came up with that? No, I know you did.
I know you did. Screenshot it. I can on my calculator.
Did I ever tell you the story? No, I better not tell this story because then I have to trim the video and it'll take forever to cut it out.
Well, I hope you trim it anyway because I said Tom Cruise was James Bond. So.
Oh Lord, yeah, that's not even close.
Just put one from like 3 years ago on here. Don't put.
Did you look at Wednesday's video yet, Nicole?
No. What did I?
You'll see. I trimmed that ending where I made that joke and I said that joke is not politically correct. So you'll see I trimmed the end of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And also I was telling Suda that was our FSA review too. So she probably want to look at that.
There's one video that I think it was for my business law class. And there was a fly that would not leave me alone. So the whole video, I'm going like this and like trying to get the fly out of my face.
That's so annoying.
So I'm like, what the heck? And I keep like, oh, it would not leave me alone. And we sat there for like 2 hours and it was the whole time.
I know the feeling. They're like Mike Pence at the debate, if you know what I'm talking about. He had a fly stuck on his head.
Yeah.
I thought that was like Photoshop or something, but
no.
I thought someone just put like a little dot on his hair.
No. That was that fly served the purpose.
It was there.
Mike Pence has photoshopped himself, but Okay. Zero coupon bonds. You might have one question. Zero coupon bond is this. I want to borrow money and you're offering a zero coupon bond. I give you $80,000 today. And the deal is in 10 years, you pay me back 100,000. Zero coupon bond has no interest payments. You collect all of it at the back end. So that one's not too tough to understand, I don't think. You will usually get a little higher rate on that, though. There's a little psychology there. You're not collecting any interest for 2 years, so they sweeten the pot a little bit. Okay, let's talk premium. Premium, can't practice this enough, right? Premium. Now look at this. Our 10% suddenly looks good because the market rate is 8%. So we're going to sell this thing at a premium. Okay. So let's see here. It's a $100,000 bond. Market rate is 8. You go to your present value table for 4%, 20 periods, due to the fact that we're making biannual payments. And we compute. There is the present value of the principal. 45,640. That means we need $45,640 in the bank today if we want it to grow to 100,000 in the future. And we have the same annuity of 5,000. Remember, the coupon rate, Suda, the only thing you do with the coupon rate is come up with this payment, right? You never go to the tables with the coupon rate. Here's a question, Suda. What would happen if you did go to the table and accidentally use the coupon rate? What do you think would happen?
Well, you're sorry.
Probably not a fair question. But if you go to the present value table and you mistakenly use the coupon rate, you'll come back to exactly $100,000. That's all I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, that happened to me. Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll probably figure out that's not the right answer.
No, I know. Yeah, I did it, and then it came back to the principal amount, and I said, wait, that's not correct. I don't think that's the amount I used.
Good gosh. That's how you learn, right? Okay, so here we go. Look at this premium. Woo! We're going to get a check in the mail for $113,592, and we only have to pay back $100. What a great deal, huh? So here we go. Journal entry, debit cash. And now you notice that the premium is a credit. It's a liability, huh? So bonds payable, 100,000. There's your presentation on the balance sheet. Straight line. Pretty easy, huh? 13,592 divided by 20 periods, 680. Here's your journal entry. Premium was 680. Cash was 5,000. What do you notice about our interest expense number now? Did it go up or down?
I don't remember what it was before.
Was it over $5,000 before?
Yeah, it was down.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the point I was trying to get to. Yeah. With a premium, your total interest expense is going to be less than the cash. And I could see a sneaky question on a test said interest expense was 43.20. Coupon was 5,000. True or false? This bond sold at a premium. You would say true. I'm not going to give you any answers that are false here. Psychology, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
But and again, here it is. Very easy. We start with a net book value of 113,592. And every period, in this case, and here's what you were asking before, Suda, right? You come down, down, and you end up at 100,000. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got the amortization. We know this number, and the difference would be the interest expense. Premium, straight line. Effective interest rate. How do we do this one? Market rate was 8%, right?
So you do the 5%.
No,
You do
five.
the
You're falling into the same trap we just talked about. 5% is the coupon rate, 10% a year, right?
yeah,
The market
because
rate
when it
here is 8%. The market rate was 8%. Just going up. Let me just go up one more. Yeah, see here, Suda? The market rate is 8. We're paying the 10%. So on what do we say the formula was to get the total interest expense under the effective interest method?
previous book value time the market rate.
There you go. It's as easy as that, huh? It's easy as falling off a chair, okay? Which I do occasionally. So you got 113,592 times 0.08 divided by 2. Hence the lower interest expense, okay? Because this isn't really interest expense. It's really interest income. If you think about it, it's really interest income. We just need to show it as an expense there, okay? All right, Soda. How do you get to the how did you get to the 4466 on the next to last one? I'm looking at the interest expense now.
4466.
Yeah, it's the second.
Where's the 4466? Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying
to. The
right
fourth
here.
one. Okay,
Yeah,
so you
next to
would
last one. Go ahead.
Okay, you multiply. Oh, you 11654
times what's our market rate?
Time
8%.
Time 0.08 divided by 2.
Yep. What'd you get?
And then my calculator is giving me a really weird number, but let me try again. 11654 times
Carpenter doesn't blame his tools.
divided by 2. So I received 4,466.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's the expense, total expense, huh? And then do the last one, the last year.
Okay, so you
and
would
again,
do
this is just like I say.
11120 times 0.08 divided by 2, so it came out to 4445.
Yeah, what you're doing here is shooting layups. You like basketball at all, Suda?
I do.
Yeah, you know, teams warm up, they shoot layups right before a game. You know what I mean? The easy shots, you dribble in, shoot the ball. That's what we're doing here. This is batting practice. Okay. Yeah. So that's a pretty good look at the bond world. Okay. There's only one more thing in this chapter that might be on the test: retirement of a bond. Retirement. Remember that if the bond is callable, we can just, you know, if I'm paying you 10%, Suda, and the bond's callable, I could call you right now and say, "Hi, Suda, this is Bob. I'm just letting you know I'm paying you right now, and I'm calling the bond. So here's your 100,000. Here is your interest up till today, and here is the penalty that's in the indenture. Okay, whatever, debenture, whatever. So we're just going to. I remember they didn't go on this. So anyway, what's going to happen here is you're going to write a journal entry where you debit the note payable for 100,000. You're going to debit interest expense as necessary to get up to that point. And you might have another fee called the retirement fee. And then you add them all up, and that's cash. That's not a big topic in the chapter, okay? And I'm not going into the use of Excel here, okay? So what do you think? Was that helpful, Suda? You got some more questions?
No, I'm okay, thank you.
All right. You want to look at the FSA briefly, Suda?
Sure, yes, please, if you don't mind, if you have a little time.
I have plenty of time. Okay, hold on. FSA. That I should be able to find pretty darn quick. FSA. Can you see the Excel sheet now?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what we're talking about. And Nicole and I went over this the other day. You're going to look at these two companies, Kellogg's and General Mills, and they're in the same business, and they're of similar size, and they're always trying to come up with new products, different flavors, different things they think would appeal. They're involved in a lot more than cereal. That's their main thing. Kellogg's Rice Krispies is their main brand, huh? And General Mills Wheaties. And they've got all kinds of stuff. They sell everything from water and juices and snack cakes and stuff. So here we got our first FSA. It consists of 3 parts, and I'll probably ask you to pull yours up in a moment, Nicole, because you added the part 3, which I don't have yet. The component percentages, Suda. You see the sales number here?
Yeah.
The sales. Oh, looks like I didn't put the. Oh goodness, what is wrong with me? Insert. Give me 1 second, because I thought I fixed this. I think I do have the corrected one. Hold on. Come here, you. Can you read the numbers?
Yeah.
I can make it bigger?
No, yeah, I can read it.
Okay. Well, you can. I can't, but okay. But you're the one who has to read it. Okay. Here is the grid. Okay. The first part of this is component percentages, and this is super not hard. Okay. You are going to come
not
up
hard.
Right. And you'll see why.
I love how you say
that's New Jersey.
Throw me off a second.
Super not hard, huh? Okay. So you found your information. Sales minus cost of goods sold equals gross profit, right? Minus operating expenses. And I'm going to change this to operating profit. And I'm going to ask Cornelia doesn't want me to send out any mass emails since the disaster of December 2016, when I made a little mistake. In essence, I told the students that they didn't have to study something, and they paid the price. Okay. Dear class, you don't have to worry about this. And whammo, the first problem on the test.
Okay, we have you on camera. We have you on recording.
Exactly. Okay. So we know how to get these numbers. Component percentages, Suda, it's simply all the components of the 6885. 2423 divided by 6885 equals how much? You got your calculator there?
Say that again, please.
All the component percentages are divided by the sales. So 2423 divided by 6885 equals what?
0.35.
And we want 1 decimal. So you see the 35.2?
35 point. No, I'm not seeing 35.2
on our end, because we have. You can see like a little hourglass.
Right.
So it's not.
Oh, you can't quite see it? Well, anyway, 2423 divided by 6885 should give you 0.352 in your calculator.
I'm not even sure where you come up with 2423.
I thought maybe I didn't share again. I'm so sorry.
The spreadsheet that I'm looking at is
okay.
2000. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, now I can see the
Oh,
correct
for
one.
heaven's
Yeah.
sake. That one, oh, that lady got mad at me the other day, huh? Oh, you weren't in that meeting where the lady was so mad at me when I had the wrong slide up for a while.
Oh.
It was only
Yeah,
3
she
hours.
she
Okay.
was really upset.
Okay, here we go. What are the total sales here for the first year? 6885.
6885.
What was the cost of goods sold?
2423.
Come up with the percentage.
Okay. Okay.
35.2. Do the same thing with the gross profit. 4462.
Yeah, I think that I see the pattern now.
Okay, so that's pretty easy. So this adds down to 3404. This better add down the same way. 100 minus 5.2 equals 65.8 minus that.
So
Okay.
this is what Cornelia expects us to just compute and submit it for the assignment.
Well, that's part of this. Think of this is your first page,
and
it should look pretty much exactly like this. Okay.
And then you have to analyze, correct?
Yes, the write-up 3-4 pages. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
well, that makes a lot more sense now. I feel like I was going into a dark tunnel because I wasn't sure what I'm expecting.
Hey, in our meeting yesterday, and Nicole will attest to this, we had a lawyer, right? We have a lawyer who's taken this class, right? And he was all confused too. So, okay. Yeah. The reason I yellowed it out, okay? So those are your component percentages, okay? And in your analysis, now these numbers are not real, but in your analysis might start by comparing the percentages from company to company, okay? And again, these numbers are not real, but you might say, wow, Kellogg's, look at that. They have cost of goods sold percentage of 35.2. And, General Mills is able to buy their raw materials much more cheaply. They can make their product more cheaply than does Kellogg's. But then you look down here, their operating expenses are a little bit lower.
A lot more. Okay? Oh, I see. Yeah.
And their sales are a lot higher. So they're generating a much bigger, and you can point out those differences. Not all of them. The ones
okay.
The ones you think are
that
worth
makes
talking
sense.
about. But
thank you, Bob. That's really helpful. I appreciate it.
Can you stay for a few more minutes? Because you're missing something important here.
I am missing something. Okay.
And that is, you just don't tell me that. You have to tell me why. Why? And that means you got to read through the notes to the financial statements. You'll see plenty. You don't have to read the whole 10K, but you might see something like Kellogg's improved their cost of goods sold because they had a new program where they made deals. One of these companies, you know what they did? They eliminated sales discounts. You remember 210 net 30? That time. Right. So you have to have reasons behind these numbers, okay? Now over here.
So on the SEC for the Form 10K, is it easy to spot where the note is for the companies?
Yep. Let me show you.
Because I had trouble finding the note for American Eagle Outfitter from the last quiz.
Oh, those that American Eagle and Urban Outfitters, and they're a bunch of schlubs. Let me show you.
Yeah, because it pointed out, if you see note under this, number, and I look and I couldn't read. I read and I said I didn't see where it mentioned the note of the, how much they are able to take out the loan for. So I actually went out of my way, and
I do remember that. I remember you asking about that. Do you see Kellogg's now? KELLO double good Kellogg's, best you. They don't have that commercial anymore. That's when I was a kid, Kellogg's. And keep in mind, we're doing 19, 18, and 17. We can't do 20 because, as you can see, Kellogg's is on a different fiscal year. They haven't done their 20s yet. So it's 19, 18, 17. Okay. Nicole, what page was this one on roughly? Do you remember?
25.
Yeah, this one's not too far in.
And then,
Okay.
but it was 54 that showed like all
The
the
notes?
information that we need.
Okay, Nicole's already finished this for the most part.
Okay, okay. Did you done yours, Nicole?
Yeah.
For FSA?
I just have to finish I just have to do the explanation.
Okay.
Sorry.
The
I just have
analysis
to do
part?
the explanation of it.
Okay.
Just like screen, I don't know why.
I just found, no, go ahead. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, but I also do have to do the, I just have to plug in the numbers because we need the account turnover. So I just have to
Okay.
plug in those numbers.
Okay.
And do
Well,
it.
you can get it from two places here, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Take a look at this, Suda. Selected financial data. There's your net sales.
Mm-hmm.
They're not giving you the cost of goods sold, but they're giving you the gross profit percentage.
Mm-hmm.
So you can then subtract that, and then you can
Okay.
put in your operating profit and back in. But if you go further, so you can get it from there. And this will just take a few seconds here.
Yeah, just help me spot out where the notes for the company that that would be really helpful.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me find the financial statements first. That was just selected data. And we don't have come on. Hey, boy, that was pretty darn good, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Found it immediately. Okay. It's interesting that one company starts with the income statement, consolidated comp. We don't want that. Here we go. Here, well, page 54 now. Here it is a little more clear, okay? Net sales, cost of goods sold, operating profit. It's right in front of you. 19. Okay, so you know where to get that now. And when you go to the other company, General Mills, it's around page 55, right, Nicole, you were saying?
54.
There you go, 54.
You're on it.
Okay.
You're on it.
And here's your balance sheet. You're going to need this to do the other part of the FSA you don't see on the sheet. Now, you were asking about the notes. You want notes? We got notes.
Okay. So see how for Kellogg it's so clear that it tells you right away this is the note of consolidated financial statement. But for American Eagle, you actually, I spent so long and trying to locate something like this, and it doesn't even have it on the one that was linked from the assignment.
Can't help you with it, pal. I don't know what to say on those guys, but you can see these are pretty clear.
Yeah.
So let's just pick one out just for the heck of it. Let's just pick one out real quick. They even have a thing about, look at receivables. You're going to have to use accounts receivable. Okay, they're trade receivables, net, blah, blah, blah. Notice they're reminding you net of the allowance, no interest, blah, blah, blah. And they give you a little something. Inventories, they'll have more and more notes as you go through this thing. Okay.
Okay.
So let's go back to the spreadsheet for the other portion of it. Okay, we're back in the yellow, right? Okay. So over here, looks like I eliminated a column. So I got a real goof here. Could you show yours, Nicole? Yours is perfect. So let me get out of this.
Okay. Yes, let me share it. Oh, I'm blocked.
No, I gotta get you in there. Hold on. Hold on. Nicole is so anxious to get in here.
No, I just can't wait. I'm just kidding.
You're on the air.
Okay.
By the way, I found this prop on the floor. I was talking to my 4-year-old grandnephew. He will not pay attention unless I have a prop. Look at the stupid thing.
Oh, my daughter told her grandparents about that.
Oh, I showed your daughter yesterday. Oh,
yeah, she's like, my mom's teacher had an arrow. But she knew. She's like, that's fake. That's fake.
She figured out. My nephew Nico back in New Jersey, he's sort of an idiot. unless you have a prop or a dinosaur in the background. He pays no attention. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so go back up to the other part, please, Nicole, that we were just looking at.
This part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's what we'll do. You see where the time series analysis is, Suda?
Time series. Yes.
Okay. That number there, that's 31, that's the net sales for 2019 minus 2018.
Okay.
Okay. And we want to show that difference as a percentage, and we want to show one decimal. And and I'm sure you can do the math, but the way I like to do it is put in brackets the earlier year divided by the prior year, close the bracket, -1. Oh, there it is right there. Okay. You see there? Thank you.
Yeah, Nicole. Yeah, I see the
Sorry, I'm trying to point as you talk so it goes.
I know.
Thank you, you guys.
Okay.
This really helps. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now here's the part you haven't seen. Go to the next page, please. And this is now in Canvas. I put this in Canvas. You have to do this now with your, you have to come up with the receivables turnover, inventory turnover for each company, and the days on hand.
Okay.
And then talk about it. Okay,
perfect.
All right, Suda needs to run.
Thank you. I have to run to the bathroom and I'm sitting here.
Okay, I guess we can cut this off now.
Yeah, and at my work, when you go to the bathroom, it's actually in a lockbox, so you have to spend a minute trying to unlock the lockbox. So
good Lord.
Yeah, so I actually have to run. Thank you.
Okay, see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
I'll trim this out of the video, by the way.
Yeah, please don't show. Thank you.
A lot of it.
Bye-bye. All right, so you're okay, Nicole?
Yeah, I think so. So average is just 2019 minus 2018 divided by 2 for average receivables, right?
Yeah. December 31st, the next year, divide by 2.
Okay, same thing with cost of goods sold, average inventory. Inventory from 2019 minus 2018 divided by 2.
Yep. What you're going to find on the AR, they're really close, these two companies.
Okay.
They don't have much bad debt. They talked in their notes about they have an allowance for doubtful accounts, but I don't think it's that much.
And then for General Mills, I noticed that theirs ends on like May, I think. Yes. March or May.
Yes.
Does that affect it, or I just
it does, but not enough to make this a worthless project. Yeah. Okay. General Mills, their fiscal year matches the harvest season.
Okay.
That both these companies grew out of farms, and some companies, their fiscal year is more the cycle of the product from planting to reaping, and that's kind of what they have here. So yeah, the different fiscal years might cause a little bit of an issue, but not terribly much.
Okay, so but I don't have to do anything on my part, right? I just plug in the numbers that they have. I don't have to like subtract or anything.
No. Okay. No. You just pick them right off to 2019, 18, 17, and then talk about some of these differences too.
Okay.
One might be collecting cash a couple days sooner.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of years ago, in one of the companies, they pointed out that they eliminated the cash discount, the 2% 10.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what they said, we were crazy giving those 2% 10 discounts out because that's 37% a year. So they told all their customers, we're not letting you take the 2% 10 30 anymore. Mm-hmm. And so the customers immediately said, hey. And then General Mills or whoever was said, hold on, we're not done. Now we'll give you 45 days to pay. So that was the trade-off, meaning that they're collecting their receivables a little more slowly, but they're also not giving away 37% a year every time a guy takes a 2% discount. Okay. So that's the kind of thing you can find. All right.
All righty. So I'll look at that, and then I'll also look at like the news articles, like you said, right? see if
The
we
new
could
what?
find anything. Like look at news articles or anything that
Oh
they might
yeah,
have.
yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah. You might
And
even
then
look at you might even follow the stock price a little bit, see if one has gone up or down, and might be a reason for that too. I mean, that's not part of this project, but that might guide you a little bit. If you
alrighty.
see General Mills stock went from 60 to 2, God forbid, don't ever say that. And Coca-Cola and the other guy went up, there's got to be a big reason for that, which might be attributable to the very numbers you're looking at.
Okay.
All right. So that's a
All right.
nice job there. I mean, that's a great looking front page, and that became my model for the.
Thank you.
You'll see it on Canvas if you want to double check it. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, because the thing that she put, because I took a picture of the one that you showed us, and then she put, try and make it as close to this as you can. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make it exact.
Yeah. That don't blame her. That was my mistake.
Just so
Yeah.
Well, I did both of them. Like I did this formula that you were saying. I wrote that down.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Just do. But yeah, so hopefully it does. And then this is just Sunday, right? I think.
They're doing the 15th. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The question is who's going to correct them, me or my boss. I think I'm going to end up with that assignment here.
Good thing.
All right.
They all should have the same numbers, right? So.
Well, yeah. And I'm going to tell you a little Bob secret. If the numbers are not quite correct, if somebody went to a wrong year, you're going to get knocked down, obviously. But more importantly is the write-up.
Yeah.
How what you divined out of this stuff. Okay.
Okay. All right.
So, all right. Well, you have a good weekend of study, huh?
You too. I'm actually going on like a mini vacation. My friend's gonna do Thanksgiving early.
Oh, really?
So we're gonna meet at my friend's house in Sherman Oaks, it's a vacation to me because I haven't been out of the house.
Oh yeah, Sherman. Going to Sherman Oaks is like going to Las Vegas these days. You can't get out of the house, right?
Yeah. So
I know. Used to live in Woodland Hills. I know it. Yeah.
Oh wow. So yeah, we're just gonna spend the weekend together, drink finally.
Enjoy. Okay. All right. I better cut this part of it out too. The drinking reference. Okay.
I'm of age, so at least that makes it better, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Well, you enjoy your time off. Stay safe. Drive. The drill. Drive careful, and we'll be back in town on Wednesday. Our next group, huh?
Yeah, I might go to maybe what is it? Monday Night Football. Take up your time on tutoring.
Oh, that's right. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Sunday night too. Yeah, Sunday night.
Okay.
Yeah. What was it? Last night? Last night the Colt game was on. Colts and Titans. Pretty decent game. Two blue teams. Put the television on. I go into my video here. I have nobody for the first half hour. I start texting friends. I say, anybody want to Google or want to video with me on Zoom now? And then finally, my nephew in Florida shows up.
Oh,
with his son.
Cool.
And we didn't get any. We got no traffic. Is what I'm saying. Last night, Cornelia keeps adding these hours. I'm not getting hardly anybody.
Like when I went with like you, it's usually just either only you and I or someone else for like 2 questions.
Exactly.
And then with what's his name? Alan? Is that his name?
Alan, yeah.
Okay. It's always been just him and I or someone else. So I'm like,
really?
what the heck? Am I the only one having trouble here?
No.
Why is it only me?
Yeah, the ones that don't show up are the ones that will invariably have the trouble. By the way, did you ever look up our super golfer, Pratima?
I didn't. I have it written down. But, last night, I'm like, he's going to ask me. He's going to ask me tomorrow, and I'm going to have to say no.
What are they going to ask you tomorrow?
That you were going to ask me if I've watched it already.
Oh, that's okay. I mean,
I was thinking that, like, you know what?
Or just cut to the last 10 minutes when they say, and then Pratima was given the opportunity to attend college in Santa Barbara, California at City College, and this family in
cool.
Ventura is taking care of her, and they show her out, walking around town, and she's looking at everything.
I'll probably cry. I'm such like a baby when happy
It's kind of a
things
nice
happen.
story.
You know,
She's a great player. I mean, but the chances of her becoming a professional, I mean, that's obviously that's really tough. But she is one of the top college golfers in the country. No question about that. And maybe she has a future in the game, huh?
Cool. Yeah. You never
All right.
know.
Well, you enjoy your time off, and yeah, I guess I'll see you maybe Sunday night just to say hello, huh?
Yeah. All righty. Thank
You
you.
take
Thank
care.
you. All right.
Good
Have a
night.
good weekend.
Bye
Bye.
bye.